And hello everyone, welcome to another Let's Play. This is Myrokos, and this is going to be a short one. I do apologize for that. But the simple truth is I've had a bit of a hiccup with OBS that took hours to resolve. The gist of it is that I actually forgot my mic. So I technically could have been progressing the MSQ, but there would have been no audio. My apologies for this being a short stream as a result, but at least I got the audio problem resolved. Let me know if there's too much sound from keyboard clicks. In the meantime, let's try to progress the MSQ. And if you like what you see at any point, please like, share, and subscribe on YouTube. Give me a follow on Twitch. Hit the notification bells. It's a small thing from each of you, but it helps the channel out tremendously. Thank you in advance. Truly, I am grateful. And with that, let's get on with Little Footfalls. It is all Woklamat can do not to rush off after Gulool. Wow, she's exercising a lot of self-restraint. I half expected her to be gone by now. If Gulool is outside the tower, then we need to find him as quickly as possible. Even if he's used to getting around on his own, the wilds are still no place for a child. Agreed. While Kryl and Raha continue reviewing the data, the three of us should... Oh, okay, so Alize is coming with us. Okay. I hope we find out something about that data. Continue reviewing the data. The three of us should devote ourselves to the search. Alright, let's head to the base of the tower and take it from there. Any flavor text? Worry not, the rest of us will keep our preparations moving along. You need but concentrate on finding Gulool. I hope Gulool will be alright. Should he return here, we'll be certain to let you know. I'm sorry, I should have noticed sooner. Have at you, you no good, never-ending pile of work. Yeah, okay. I don't know how I feel about the source having two Geralts. Oh dear God, what if the relic plus line has the two of them crossing paths? Will we be able to cope? Heritage found is a large area. Splitting up will allow us to cover more ground. Well, here we are outside, but where do we even begin? Perhaps someone has caught sight of Gulool. Let's make inquiries nearby. Good idea. Could you handle the outskirts, Alize? Meantime, Myrokos and I will head No, let me go with Alize. I need Alize time. You will come out. Can't you try going on your own, hopefully without being kidnapped? I really need a break from you. In the meantime, Myrokos and I will head beyond that big wall. I swear I am not a replacement Namika for her. Where have you gone, little one? Well, let's see, the road continues that way, or there's a dirt road that goes that way. Gulool doesn't appear to be in the area, however you catch sight of a group of people a short distance to the southwest. You spotted those people too, yes? Perhaps they've seen something. Come on. Well, at least she's sounding more reasonable and less insufferable. Probably won't last long, so I'm not going to get attached to it. I can tell you've a good eye, but I'm not talking about our ocular capabilities. What I mean is that you seem to be well suited to finding lost valuables, useful resources, and the like. If you have a mind to become a reforger, I'm certain you'd go far. As a possessor of a good eye myself, I'd bet on it. The things we find are used in one of two ways, for ourselves or passed on to others. We meet all sorts of interesting individuals, and over time we gradually build a large network of contacts. I'm not familiar with your footfalls. It looks like some kind of salvage yard. Well, let's ask after Gulool. Gulool isn't here. You know the boy? Have you seen him? Oh, forgive me. I didn't know you were. No offense taken. My name is Tapu. My eyes may be useless, but my ears are sharper for it. I can recognize people by their footfalls, including Gulool. So he didn't come this way? Where in the world could he be? I don't know your voices. Who are you to Gulool, and why do you search for him? I'm family, though we're not related by blood. His father is my brother. I've only just met Gulool, and we haven't had the chance to talk properly. But I'm about to do something that will make him hate me, and I wanted the chance to explain. His father is your brother, then that means you're... Yes, I'm Wuklamot, and thou resolve of Tili Yorlal. And I've journeyed here to bring my brother Zoralja to account for murdering our people and our father. When all is said and done, Gulool may want nothing to do with me. Nonetheless, I'll always consider him family. I'll always be there for him, and I want him to know that. It tears you apart to do what you must. The quiver in your voice tells the tale. Gulool was headed south. There he has a place that is as close to a home as he knows. Find him and bare your heart to him. Should he in turn bare his heart to you, accept and respect his wishes, as Queen Sphene respected ours when she granted us a place in her realm. I will, don't worry. But, what do you mean when you say Sphene respected your wishes? Out of concern for our well-being, Her Majesty had urged us to reside inside Everkeep. When we declined, not only did she gracefully accept our decision, she granted us the necessary supplies to make our home here. And since then, she has paid us regular visits to see how we fare. Yeah, we saw one such visit. We know that. That sounds like Sphene, alright. Did you forget the tour she gave us of the outskirts? Or let us have? Well, thanks for telling me about Gulool. I'll find him and then we'll have a good talk. We continue south, it seems. Let's keep our eyes peeled as we make our way. I swear it's getting repetitive. I got it from Tapu the first time. Gulool appears to prefer solitude, but deep down he is lonely. Small wonder given his abandonment. Take good care of him, will you? I myself am quite fond of the boy. Okay. Just getting distracted with ether currents. Are these elephant-like creatures covered in electro? So I guess these are like weaponized elephants? Ugh. So somewhere down there. Um, okay. Yeah, if all these sentry robots are weak to lightning, why have them patrolling in a powered yet weak to lightning? Why have them patrolling outdoors where they're going to be exposed? It's a town. Yeah, I saw that as I came up on the square there. Looks like there was an etherite there, in fact. Or whatever their equivalent for the etherite was. And half of it is submerged. The architecture looks nothing like what we've seen so far. It's more Charland. Actually, I'd say it's more Ishgardian, although not of the same color scheme. Ah, and there he is, among the ruins. I only caught a glimpse, but there's no mistaking that tiny silhouette. Let's hurry after him. It'd be a disaster if a building collapsed while he's inside. You know, this would have been a better opportunity to use one of the finder things like we gotta find him, so then we look and find him. Otherwise, we're just being told by Wuklomat that she saw him, and we're just taking her at her word. Because in game, narratively speaking, she got kidnapped, what, a week ago? And we're just blindly trusting her. Drowned vestiges. Wuklomat is eager to follow Gulool into the ruined town. I only saw him for a moment before he disappeared behind a building, but I'm pretty sure Gulool was heading further south. I'll contact Alize on Link Pearl and let her know to join us. This is the area, but the canals and the debris make it hard to get a good view. Let's split up and search. If you could head into the canals, I'll make my way through the streets. Well, that was an awkward musical hiccup. When we find Gulool, let's watch from a distance until he gets to his destination. Wouldn't want to startle him and cause an accident. Let me just do a quick audio check. Okay, yeah. I think it's coming as fast as she can. Let's keep searching in the meantime. You have located Gulool. Follow him quietly without being noticed. Oh, now it's another one of these follow quests. Okay. Focus time. Follow Gulool from a safe distance. Objective will end in failure if you are noticed, or if you fall too far behind. Should you fail to complete objective, try again by surfing the designated location. Hmm.
He's come a long way on such short legs. It's a relief he didn't get hurt.
What's here, I wonder? So he's looking after those little ones.
Gulool.
Not another step!
What?
A sentry?
Run, Gulool, run!
You know the boy. Who are you? And what do you want?
My name is Wuklamat, and I've come to talk to Gulool.
Is that so?
I'm sorry if I scared you. I want to get to know you better. That's all.
And you, my boy. Do you wish to speak with them?
I heard them talking. She said she's going to kill my father.
Villains! I will deal with them forthwith.
Hey, little Colonel, how's it going? Have I played FF9? No. No, my first
But
FF game was 14 and then 16. So I have no context for any broader
I
FF
want
lore.
to get to know her too.
I see. If that is your desire, then I shall stand aside.
All right then. Let's talk, you and I. Lots. But, who's the ancient-looking and articulate machine?
If I look ancient, it is because I am. This has been my vessel for no less than 380 years.
Vessel?
Otis is my friend. When I was hungry and sad, he came and looked after me. He cooks for me and teaches me all kinds of things. Like how to read and write and not be noticed by dangerous creatures.
This machine cooks for you?
And teaches you about fiends. What is he exactly?
Ah! How remiss of me. I had neglected to introduce myself. Sir Otis Valona, Lord Captain of the Royal Knights of Alexandria. At your service.
You're captain of the knights?
Yeah, if you wanted to point out some references, Lethal Colonel, go on ahead. It's just, yeah, I'm not I'm not up on FF9 specifically. You've been functioning for nearly 400 years. You seem different from the other machines. What's your story? I'm curious about the second one.
And there I thought it was Gulool with whom you wished to speak. Not that I'm averse to taking a walk down memory lane. But ere I regale you, we must take our repast.
A meal. Here. I hate to turn down food, but I'd prefer to have this conversation in the back room.
Please, I'm really hungry.
All right, all right. A repast it is.
She's going to spoil her nephew silly. I'll send word to Erenville so the others can stop worrying.
Now, if I might prevail upon your assistance, I shall whip up my most delectable specialty.
Okay, I get Knights of Pluto vibes from Otis, especially Steiner. I assume that's an important character in FF9 lore, but yeah, I mean, he does come off as a very dutiful knight who will always do the sort of person who will always do what is right, even if it gets him technically on the wrong side of the law. Even though his job is to uphold the law, presumably, you know, there's also the moral implication. He spoke to us. Gulool actually spoke to us. Okay, if Otis has been around for as long as he claims, perhaps he knows things that not even Oblivion is aware of. Otis cooks the best food. So, my new friends, I would enlist your aid in procuring the ingredients for our repast. After all, the most enjoyable meals are those we make together. We're happy to pitch in, of course. What ingredients did you have in mind? First of all, some yam and pumpkin. The people of the outskirts should be willing to share their harvest. If you and Gulool could go and speak to them. Sure, I'll ask for the cast-offs too, as usual. As for Myrokos and Alize, I would be obliged if you could procure some woolback meat. The creatures can be found grazing on the slopes outside of town, as beef is less readily available. Their flesh makes for a good substitute. That of the younger ones especially, as it is more tender and less gamey. Consider it done. We'll be back with the meat before you know it. Thank you kindly. In the meantime, I shall see to other preparations. Haha, there's nothing so fun as a meal with friends old and new. I do like the sound of Otis. He does seem to be a good person. First, let's get the meat. Let's see, I know that the Birds of Play YouTube channel, shout out to them, does some complete story things. I may need to watch, see if they have an FF9 one to brush up. But yeah, being somebody who's never played FF9, I am... You know, any references are kind of flying over my head. Is there anything else northeast? Oh, there's Alize. Still searching, even though I already found one. You haven't finished yet, right? That would be too fast even for you. Oh, I'm finished. I'm finished, Alize. Now I'm looking for ether currents. And there is one. What's this? Am I to understand you have already procured the meat? Yep. A fatty cut of woolback meat that serves as a satisfactory substitute for beef. Okay. Good heavens, you have, and such a choice cut it is besides. 'Tis plain you know how to handle yourself in battle, where 400 years ago I would have recruited you to the Royal Knights. Ha 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 ha. Memories of a Knight. Otis is pleased with the meal you have brought him. Once Alize brings her portion, we shall have a glorious bounty to satisfy growing younglings like yourself. Indeed, I expect there will be ample leftovers to share with the good folk of the the Drift Downs. They always appreciate a warm meal. Now, seeing as you have completed your task so quickly, I have another request to make of you. We've exhausted our supplies of kindling electrope and should be grateful for you to, if you search the houses yonder for more. In the Old Kingdom, electrope rations were issued to each citizen, while small fragments may still be found here and there. If you can obtain 5 pieces, say, at least one ought to be what we require. That is the kind that converts lightning to fire. Gulool can identify them by their circuitry, so pray take them to him. The boy has become quite deft at discerning electrope types, and in a very short time, I might add. Now off you go, and happy foraging. Of late, my arms and legs have grown somewhat creaky and uncooperative. A few centuries will do that even to the best of us, I suppose. Ha ha ha. Well, I'm sure Oblivion might be able to help you if you were willing to come to the back room. And there's the other kind. Now to get past the sentries. So much for that. Unfortunately, I'm going to be able to pick up this ether current on the way. I guess this is what they mean by electroporation. They have sort of an external generator plugged into the house. Although how it didn't disrupt the stone is beyond me. I assume they found a way. We've got the requested vegetables along with a few extra bits. I have to say, all this running around's made me hungry. When are you ever not hungry, Wukamat? I dared to think I had won this time, but it turns out you were already off doing another task. Well, we didn't officially make it a contest, Isaac, though that could have actually made it a little more interesting. The others have returned as well. What a blessedly lively day this has become. Otis says you have electrope for me? Yep. This piece of electrope has been engraved with arcane circuits. A practiced eye is required to discern the effects. Wow, you found a lot. Let's see. This one creates wind. This one is for water. You can tell just like that. I'm impressed. Clever, isn't he? I'll bet he gets it from his father. Ah, this is it. And this converts to fire. It's absorbed lots of lightning, so we should be able to kindle a flame easily. Thank you, Myrokos. You're welcome. Wukamat could carry lots of vegetables at once. She's really strong. Thanks to your kind assistance, we have everything we need for our repast. You have done your part, and now I shall do mine. I bid you relax, my friends. The meal will soon be served. This is the kind of thing families do, Gulool, and we have meals together and talk about what's on our minds. So you eat with your father? Yes, with them and my brothers. It was mostly the head of Resolve and I doing the talking, though. Kona and the head of Reason occasionally joined in Zeralja, spoke when he was spoken to. You said that you have two papas. Does that mean one is yours and the other's is my father's? No, both are our father. He was what people call he's what people call blessed siblings. A Mamolja with two heads. Zeralja is his true-born child, while Kona and I were adopted and don't share the same blood. That doesn't make us any less a family. What matters is that our hearts are connected. The head of Resolve taught me that. Family. Do you have someone like that too? A person who you think is family even though you don't share the same blood? That's a good question. What about you? She's dodging. I do, they're very dear to me. I'm something of a lone wolf. Or the triple dot. This is good Heavensward callback, because if we recall from Heavensward, especially from the Hildebrand questline, we discovered that by being formally adopted in having a public proclamation that you are adopted into someone's house, you become part of their family. So yeah, this one's very appropriate. I'd like to meet them one day. So, Gulool, I'm hoping that we could be family, you and I. Won't you tell me about yourself? You really want to know about me? I do. I want to know all about you. The things you love, the things you hate, anything and everything. I want to know all about you too. That reminds me, we were hoping to hear your story too, Otis. As you wish, be forewarned that mine is a tale that will be long in recounting. It was before lightning had altered the world that I was appointed Lord Captain of the Royal Knight. We're talking hundreds of years prior to the calamity, right? Indeed. Earlier still than when I assumed this mechanical form, 454 years ago, to be precise. Then you used to be a normal person. Oh yes, I was once flesh and blood like you, and I proudly served as a knight of Alexandria. So rather than a machine that behaves like a person, you are an actual person. How is this possible? Good question. It's only natural that you are confused. Hear my tale to the end, and all shall become clear. The foremost duty of the Royal Knights was the protection of the royal family. In my time, that was their Majesties the King and Queen, and their only child, Her Highness, the Princess. But then every nation of our star was embroiled in some manner. By then, every nation on our star was embroiled in some manner of conflict over Electrobe. Thus was our kingdom drawn into a war with its neighbor. That war was the catalyst for the great calamity that altered the environment. Countless countrymen lost their lives amidst the chaos, the king and queen among them. For a blessing, we were able to protect the princess, who then rose to the occasion and brought hope to her people in those trying times. So kind-hearted was our young queen that at her behest we even took in refugees from the enemy nation. But sadly her reign was cut short. Like many others, her body had been ravaged by lightning, and one day she collapsed and passed away. How tragic, but... Okay, Sveen's been acting kind of robotic. Could Sveen be the princess that Otis just referred to? But then, how did she, if she died, how did she endure for so long? Aye, nary was there a citizen whose eyes remained dry, and many a moon was spent constructing a great tomb worthy of her memory. Yet I clung to hope still, for while Her Majesty was on her deathbed, the kingdom's finest scientists had successfully extracted her soul. What? Did we hear that right? Extracted her soul? Our flesh may wither and die, but so long as we are remembered, we may live on. This age-old belief had always comforted our people, but as casualties mounted in the wake of the calamity, we sought to make it into reality through the power of election. In time, we succeeded in developing the means to preserve the soul, and it was used to spare the Queen eternal death. Yet it wasn't enough to simply prevent the soul's departure, for the ultimate goal was to recreate a person as they were in life, and this required that their memories be further extracted from their soul. So that's what the red orb was in that earlier cutscene. It took many more years of research to make this possible, by which time I had become a gray old man. With my days numbered, I did not hesitate to volunteer myself as a test subject for the procedure. So it was that I attained this vessel. And by my successful rebirth, I paved the way for those who are recreated from the memories of the departed. The Endless, they are called. If your tale is true, then the queen that your people brought back to life. It's Sveen. It wouldn't be Sveen, would it? I think we know who it is. I'm gonna go with the first one, but I agreed more with the second option. Oh, so you know Her Majesty as well. My description of her boundless kindness must have paled in comparison to what you no doubt felt in her presence. I've always felt suspicion in her presence. She's either outright lying or hiding stuff from us. I mean, official secrets are one thing, but yeah. I haven't met her myself, I confess, not since assuming my current form. Wouldn't want to frighten the living daylights out of her. Ha 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 ha. I have seen my queen from afar many times, but I've not the courage to approach her. This isn't out of cowardice, mind you, but rather concern. Yes, concern that I would cause Her Majesty undue distress. Otis has told me the tale before. Does this mean that the Queen of Alexandria isn't actually a person like you or me? I think that's exactly what it means. The Endless. So all this time Sveen wasn't alive? Wow, Wukalmat really is kind of dim. That's exactly what it means. She lives, yet she does not. 'Tis admittedly a difficult distinction to make. Yeah, she's not biologically alive, but she endures. Having inherited the memories of a departed soul, an Endless feels, thinks, and acts precisely as that person would. But if everything was extracted at the moment of death and they're just preserved in that state, would they be able to develop new memories? Have new experiences and grow even more? Or would they just be stagnated? at that point because they died biologically. In that sense, I believe they are alive. But are they? The Alexandrians know about this, right? It can't have gone unnoticed, and that Sphene is perpetually youthful. No one really knows about the Endless. People who wear regulators don't even think about death. Everyone sees that the Queen doesn't change, but they just accept it. To them, it's just who she is. Are the Endless apart from yourselves? Are the people that ever keep Endless too? This first option narratively implies, as I read it, that the answer is, I guess, yes, but otherwise we would have been running into them, but then why is nobody talking about it? So presumably they are apart. Are the people that ever keep Endless too, on the other hand, that doesn't sound right because nobody remembers the living, and yet if they were there, if Endless were in Everkeeper, they were all Endless. But the thing is, we met those two twins, the two pink-haired twins who were very much alive and were born inside Everkeep. So this one kind of is invalid by default. While there should be as many Endless as those who have died, I believe they are limited in where they can exist. Queen Sphene is unique in her ability to appear before you. Strictly speaking, I myself am not an Endless. They are created using memories extracted from a soul, but my entire soul is placed inside a machine. Being inside a machine makes you different? How? Well, he's able to continue. Like, he's technically a whole person. His essence just got transplanted. I mean, technically, I had that happen to me just into an actual living corpse. If you recall the 83 duty, this is what happened to us. We just got put into a corpse and possessed a soldier who died, whereas he got fully extracted and implanted into this robot. Well, could they be... There's this gem here in the center. Could this be like a soul crystal? Just containing his essence in that? And the rest of these are lights to indicate power, but this gem right here is rather... I'm assuming it's a gem. It looks rather prominent. While I do not understand the finer points, my life is bound to this vessel. If it breaks down, then it would be over for me, much like a being of flesh and blood, hardly an endless, unchanging life. I'm sure you'll agree. An endless, unchanging. There it is. Unchanging. Which implies that the Endless do not grow. They continue, but only, they may have new experiences, but they cannot actually grow and develop as people. Because they're stagnated. I can't help but be reminded of the air. That too. They transcended their mortal flesh, became eternal, and then just kind of, eternal, pursued infinity, discovered that the heat death of the universe was a thing, and then just gave up on everything. Did Kakiwa and the others know about all this? The others is a good question, but Kakiwa, I think, does know because she's dead. And if she's dead and everyone who dies becomes an endless, then she's an endless. So Kakiwa, yes, that is a check mark. The others, that is a question mark. Considering their extensive intelligence gathering, I'd be surprised if they didn't. That is also a good point. For now, let us share what we've learned with Kryl and Raha. I can't help but have misgivings about this. And where have you been, Aaronville?
Nahe, is that you?
Good gods, Ellen Nespia! It's been too long, my friend. Where have you been all these years? What have you been doing with yourself? Hold on. They say Queen Sphene has guests from outside the barrier. That's you, I gather?
It seems so. I'm looking for my mother. Do you know where she is?
Your mother? Sorry, but what was she like again?
Yep, Kakiwa's
What?
dead.
It's Kavkiwa. You know, the one who was too adventurous by half? Who journeyed with the Dawn Servant?
It's not ringing any bells.
You can't be serious. Ours was a tiny little village. Surely you remember her.
I really don't. It's all a blank.
Is anyone else here from the village?
Hey!
Huh? Elenespia?
I'm looking for Kavkiwa. Where is she?
What's this all of a sudden? Who's Kafkiwa?
This cannot be. The memories of the departed are taken away. No.
Yeah, but I knew she was dead from the start, so that...
The others will be here soon, so hurry back, won't you? Do you hear me? Say something, would you?
So she's dead, but then how is she talking through the robot USB bubblehead, whatever? Did she get transplanted into the bubblehead, or is she wherever the Endless are? As many Endless as those who have died, so where are they? And how have they been living up until now? That's the question. We'll have to ask Kakiwa what she knows and if she's been hiding things. She's been hiding stuff, just as you were back at the start of MSQ. Actually, back in pre-patch. We need to know why. Why are you all making those serious faces? At a crossroads, Otis looks very pleased with himself insofar as his vessel can indicate. Although the mood became a tad subdued at the end, I thoroughly enjoyed our repast together. We did too, Otis. To hear about the Endless was something of a shock, but we likewise enjoyed your company. Above all, I'm glad that you and I could talk, Gulool. We're going to get along great. I just know it. Yeah, but you haven't explained why you're going to kill his father. You think so? Haha, I'm happy for you, my boy. Now then, I presume you will be returning to Everkeep. Permit me to accompany you at least part of the way. Why not the whole way? Well, if he doesn't want to be seen by Sphene, that would explain part of it, but about Sphene, it doesn't matter to me if she's an Endless, whether she's alive like you and me or not. I've seen enough to know that she has a good heart. But does she? Because she said she admitted to bear some responsibility for the attack on Tuliolal as a ruler. And she was making a deal with Zoralja for a purpose. And she's already lied to us about that part, so does she really have a good heart? What worries me is the burden she bears. We still don't know what it is. I expect there are things she can't tell us, not with Zoralja watching, but at the very least I'd like to know what the Endless are to her. Sorry, I didn't mean to delay us. I just felt the urge to share my thoughts with you. It happens. On the way back, let's make a quick stop at the Drift Downs. I want to tell Tapu how it went. Oh, we have a blue quest over here. It's coming up on my needing to get dinner ready, but I'll see about getting this. Sorry about that brief interruption. Someone was at the door. Well, since I'm here, I might as well pick up the blue quest. He who remembers. Uche's problem is perhaps best solved by an outsider like you. Now here's a face I haven't seen around these parts before. Could I borrow a moment of your time? You see, a member of our group has been making frequent trips up the hill to the graveyard. I suspect there's a problem, but he doesn't seem willing to talk about it, not to us anyway. A stranger willing to lend a friendly ear, however, may convince him to open up. If it's not too much to ask, will you travel out to the name slates and speak to him? The man you're looking for is a Shatona like myself. Yeah. More dialogue. Go to the name sites, and if you see a Shatona man there, try to find out what's on his mind, alright? Wait a minute, this is an Alexandrian graveyard. The architecture gives it away. Let's see, here. I must admit, this is not the sort of place one expects to make idle conversation with strangers. Are you one of those travelers from beyond the barrier everyone's been talking about? That explains why I haven't seen you around. Let me ask you something, outsider. Have you ever visited a grave to pay your respects? Yes. Remember, Horsefont? Honoring the dead is a common aspect of many cultures, I suppose. In that case, perhaps you could help me with something. Take a stroll around the area, and if you happen to spot any particularly grimy gravestones, I ask that you wipe them off. It's a lot of work for one man alone, so your assistance would mean a great deal to me. But of course, if they just store the memories up in the cloud, as we were told, wherever that is, yeah, they would have stopped making graves a while ago. Those gravestones look much better now, thanks to you, or perhaps I should say name slates. Too bad, the names are all written in Alexandrian, I can't make heads or tails of them. You know about the regulators people wear these days? Whenever someone dies, every last memory of their existence is erased. As an unfortunate consequence, this graveyard has been all but abandoned. But I'm going to fix that. What else am I to do? Stand idly by and let the headstones be lost to time? No. If no one else will give a damn, then it will have to be me. In Tyrell, I was taught to honor the dead. But here I am in the minority. Most seem content to forget and entrust their memories to the cloud. That's why I can't talk about it with the others. They wouldn't understand, not like you do. Thanks again, stranger. Yeah, I'm now even more suspicious about the cloud. There's an aetheryte here and I have not been by it. Why would they have an aetheryte out here? It's Cinnabar. As in Cinnabar Isle from Pokemon? Spire of Trial. Gods, but that yam stew was good. I'll take your word for it since I didn't see us eating. Ah, you are returned. Were you able to find Gulool? We were, thanks to you. All's well with the boy. I am relieved to hear that. And to know that he has family who worries for him, Gulool too must be glad. Yeah, I hope so. I'll try not to rush or force anything, though. It's for him to decide what I am to him. My, what a pleasant surprise it is to meet you in these parts. Uh-oh. Spain, what are you doing here? Visiting my people. Are you doing the same, perchance? I suppose we are. Yes. Listen, there's something we'd like to talk to you about. Could we have a word in private? Yeah, what is up with her crown? That looks like an Ascian mark. Or part of an Ascian mark. So could Sphene have been a sundered Ascian? What's in it? So you know about the Endless. While we may not discuss it openly, my people will have surely noticed that I haven't changed for hundreds of years. I've made no attempt to conceal my nature. Yeah, it's this bit of the crown here definitely is evocative of an Ascian. I don't know about this part, but this part in particular is very Ascian-like. So now I'm wondering if this was a sundered Ascian who died. Well, did she die then? Because as a sundered Ascian, if Emmett Thelk got to her and helped her become whole, she could have staged her death. But then they wouldn't have had the soul to extract. More conundrum. I've made no attempt to conceal my nature. Okay, if I may ask though, who was it that told you about the Endless? Only a few should be familiar with the concept. I'm afraid I can't say. I bear no ill will towards this mystery individual. Lest that be your concern, I'm merely curious. Tell me, Sphene, you care for your people? That much is plain, and I assume you care for the Endless too. Earlier in Everkeep, there was something that you wanted to tell us. Was it to do with them? The Endless are as dear to me as my living citizens. They are as much my family. But they can only be sustained by meeting certain exacting requirements. Thus far we have managed to do so, but should more people die, I fear we would be pushed beyond our limit. Their preservation demands vast amounts of energy. Energy? I don't understand the workings of it all, but is there something we can do to help? Then would you be willing to become Alexandrian citizens? What? What? I have my nation, my people to protect. I can't just become Alexandrian. Indeed, I suppose you cannot. First you tell us to make peace, then you tell us to go home. What exactly is it that you want? The same as you, of course, to protect my people. Tell us more about the energy the Endless need. Is there something that only Zoralia can do? All of her pauses have been around when the mechanical soldiers, the sentries, have been wandering around. And that's army stuff that's tied to Zoologia, I think. That I cannot say. I do not ask that you understand or like me, but I wish... I wish we had been born on the same side of it. The side of what? Hey, what do you mean by that? Wait, Sphene. Oh. Damn it. Well, I think we've kept everyone waiting long enough. Let's continue on to Everkeep. And let's not tell Otis about our conversation with Sphene. I don't want to risk causing him pain. I doubt he'd mind, though. It's more for causing Sphene pain that... But for survival, Yupa is gazing anxiously up and down the path. Excuse me, do you have a moment? If you're headed south, I would ask a favor. My friend went out to study plant life and hasn't been back. He has a bad habit of getting absorbed in his work and losing track of time. Last I saw him, he was headed southeast of here. If you could just check in on him, I would sorely appreciate it. So this is the combat-oriented one. Oh, and it's gonna be an escort one. I can feel it. But oh well. Let's do this. If we're gonna do it, we might as well do it right. Now this is fascinating. This is a fascinating succulent. Its development is clearly abnormal, proof perhaps that this species has adapted to its new environment over time. I want this coat. This would be good for healer glam. Hello there, stranger. What are you doing out here? For that matter, what am I doing out here? Did I get distracted and wander out of the safe zone again? Yupa's probably worried sick about me. I'll have to thank her for sending you. But first, we need to hurry back to the Drift Downs before some terrifying creature tries to ruin our day. It's an escort quest. I'll try not to slow you down. Did you not stand? Oh my goodness. Oh, good heaven. Let's die. What do you think? I hate escort quests. At least the other one from before. And those were just mobs in the wild. There are bound to be quest-specific ones. Yep, like that. And of course he stands. Okay. Alright, user person. Welcome back. Glad to see you're both in one piece. Forgive me, Ethiopia. I was so focused on the plans, I nearly wandered headfirst into danger. If only you... if you hadn't sent this kind stranger my way, there's no telling what might have happened. Now I'd better document my findings before I forget. Thanks again, friends. Sorry about him. He grew up in Everkeep, you see, so he's not used to seeing plants in their native habitat. Heritage found is rather unique in that regard. 30 years ago, when the geography changed, vast swaths of native flora died out, while the rest were forced to mutate drastically in order to survive. Worthy of study, I'm sure. Still, he ought to know it's not safe out here. I wish he wouldn't be so careless. In any case, I'm grateful to you for keeping him safe, and seeing that he didn't think to reward you for it, I suppose I'll have to do it. I swear he'd forget his head if it wasn't attached. Oh, that's done. Back to MSQ. We need to speak with Otis. A lot has happened, but the important thing is that Gulool is safe and well. Kakiwa has been worried, so let's hurry back. I've gone ahead and apologized for us. Eating together was fun. I hope we can do it again.
Why don't you come with us? You might get to see Sphinx.
Ah, 'tis a magnanimous and much appreciated offer, but I must decline.
Why?
A part of me longs for an audience with Her Majesty, it is true. Yet, though it be in my previous life, I failed to protect my queen. I couldn't bear to show my face before her. And such an uncomely one besides.
All right. If that's how you feel, we won't force you. But rest assured, we'll visit with Gulool, and we hope you'll cook for us again.
It would be my pleasure. You are welcome to bring other comrades should you so desire. The more the merrier.
been looking all over for you.
Oh, nostalgia. She's the one with the long
Nostalgia,
hair.
was
Yep.
it? What's the matter?
It's Zeralja. He marches to Vanguard.
You what?
So he's done waiting. But why weren't we alerted sooner?
Our transmissions are being jammed. The lookouts couldn't get through to us. Wayakoi is at Vanguard too, but I can't reach her. What are we to do?
Stay calm. Kafkiwa has yet to be alerted, yes? Take word to the back room as fast as you can.
Our link pearls may still work. I'll try contacting those in Tuliolo.
Otis, I need you to keep Gulool safe.
You needn't ask.
I want to go with you.
Absolutely not. A battle's no place for you.
Gulool, the people of the outskirts must be evacuated. For this crucial task, I require your assistance. Remember, when battle is at hand, anything can happen. Caution is as valuable as any blade.
Yes, sir.
I managed to get hold of Alphano. He'll inform Kona.
Good. How's the situation in Tulichola?
There's nothing to worry about, or so my brother assured me. With such short notice, though, I doubt they'll be fully prepared.
They'll be ready, I'm sure of it. The vow of reason is not to be underestimated. I'm coming, Soralja. And we will finish this once and for all.
Let me choose, right? Let us have faith in everyone and do what we can. This is the moment of truth. We have to hold Zeralja here. And I know exactly how to do that. Okay, I'm gonna step away for a moment and feed my cat, so I'll be right back. And I'm back. Upon speaking with Wilcomot, several cutscenes will play in sequence. It is recommended you set aside sufficient time to view these scenes in their entirety. Okay, what I'm gonna do, I'm so sorry, but I think because I know I've got dinner to deal with soon, I don't know if I've got time to do this, at this time. This feels like a good pause point, because when the words come up, that usually means you strap in for another half hour at least. So, I knew this was going to be a bit of a short, MSQ stint, but at least we got a little bit done. And when we come back next time, we will, confront Zeralja, I guess. The Protector and the Destroyer. We'll pick up with this at that time. If you liked what you saw at any point, please like, share, and subscribe on YouTube. Give me a follow on Twitch. Hit the notification bells. It's a small thing from each of you, but it helps the channels out tremendously. Thank you, and next time we will pick up with that, this.